Hey. What's today? Meritorious Monday. Hey, happy Meritorious Monday. Come on in and join me for this Married to Medicine live here on YouTube. It's me, Jocasta Odom, and I cannot wait. Sorry, guys, I'm adding it to my YouTube. Not YouTube, IG. So I am so excited about this whole episode. Like, it gave me so much life. I needed it in my life. I didn't even realize how bad I needed it until it gave it to me. Right? So, what in the world? Hold on. I gotta make sure something didn't. Did it delete it? I think it did. Let's see. Okay, no, it didn't. All right, so come on in. Please remember to do what? What do I need every single one of you to do? No matter if you come in here this week, next week, whenever you find out about my page, I need you to subscribe. I need you to hit that like, that share, and make those comments because I want to make sure that we're staying in contact with each other. I'm trying to make sure we see each other. So literally, we got to make life happen. And how can we make it happen if we don't like, subscribe, comment, share as much as you can with everybody that you know. Let them know Mama J's in the building. We are here to talk about Married to Medicine, and this episode is episode 9, but it is, not 9-1, but season 9. So they've almost been around for what, 10 seasons, y'all. So I'm really excited about what it's bringing, what it's adding, what we are expected to see. So let's tell these people to join me now for this. Now. And let's get the people in here. Let's get the people jumping and popping and watching and getting in on this tea. So, bless the mess is what this episode was called. Bless the mess. Okay. So, it opens with Heavenly's husband, and she calls him daddy. Look, I ain't keen on people calling their husbands daddy. I do know people who do that, but I got a daddy, and I have an uncle, and I call him Uncle Daddy. So I'm good in the daddy department. So when you tell me to call you, let me make sure you can hear me because I just hit the little button. When you tell me to call you daddy, I ain't feeling it. Can you guys still hear me? Who's watching? I need to make sure you still can hear me because I accidentally hit the button. The last time I did that, guess what? Nobody could hear me. I couldn't hear me either, honey. So hear me because I accidentally hit the button. Okay, good. So I could hear me. So Heavenly Daddy, like, woo. So they were trying to remove a snake off the dock. Y'all saw that? That snake was like that snake wanted to go because he was like, Heavenly is coming through, and I've been put on my belly by God, so I got to go. So that snake wasn't feeling that heavenly. That snake wasn't gonna stay there, baby girl. So then Jackie's employee said that Jackie is booked and busy. This is how the opening. It was open with Jackie being booked and busy. Her employees like, girl, you booked and busy until next year. She was like, no hysterectomy, no nothing. I can't fit nothing in. They were like, well, you want to come in at 6:45 a.m. Like, we can make that. She was like, I was like, oh, okay, Jackie, you got parameters. And then Anila's family, they were being really critical of her. Let me drink some water. Really critical of Anila. I was like, for what? For why? Why are we being this critical of her? Her dad was talking about, I don't like it on the strings and it may fall. Like anything she has or her and her husband have, it doesn't seem like it's good enough. But who am I? So then Jackie and Simone are in the car. They're talking. So now they're friends. I hope that it's a real friendship because, they've been friends for what, 20 something years. So I hope that they really have rekindled that friendship. So they were talking about everyone's looking for black OBGYNs. They was like, they checking for the black doctors. I was like, okay, girls, beautiful. So everybody's checking for those black doctors, is what the ladies were saying. And Simone began to speak on their friendship. They showed a whole montage about how, they had that falling out. They just really weren't. I think Simone was pissed off because it seemed like Jackie was closer to Heavenly than her. And I get it. When somebody's been your friend for so long, you don't understand why they're friends with this person or that close because you feel like you guys are closer. But sometimes at some points that you and your friends, you have a friendship, and at points you're really close together, you and this particular friend. But then at some points you are really close with somebody else. Those are just seasons, right? It doesn't make your friendship less than what it was. It just means, you guys, these two needed each other that much during that time. And then you might need each other that much at this time. It's seasons, timing, so I wouldn't really look that much into it. But she did. And all we know is that their friendship was like, so Jackie says she pulls up, they pull up to the house. She gets out, she asks her husband, I thought you sold that car. Well, sis, how did you not know the man sold a car? Didn't the car at the house and you could see the car there? Wasn't the car in one of your garages or something? I was confused, but okay. So he had a 1962 Grand Turismo, and Simone calls herself doing this whole like commercial about this car, right? I cracked up. She was just telling them you could get this car, you get it free. Matter of fact, you get this car and these two men for free. There's no refunds, no exchanges. Keep them. And I was like, oh, that's funny. So I felt like they have bonded back together and that friendship is tight again. So Cecil was like, well, we're going to go get some wings. But if you live in the ATL, you know what that means with all men. They are not going to American Deli. They are not going to Wingstop. They're not going over to Hooters. They're going to Magic City. And Cecil said, I've missed my time with Curtis because that's their space. Like men, they say that Magic City has good wings. I don't know. Somebody put in the comments and let me know. They have some good wings. But anyway, if y'all don't know what Magic City is, it's a strip club here in Atlanta. Okay, so Cecil's missed that time, that bonding at Magic City with Curtis. So then Jackie and Simone go in and they're having a meal. And Jackie says, hey, Simone, I went and took a class for O shots. So look, I didn't know what she was talking about. Only thing I ever knew was an O-ring, which was birth control. And she being an OBGYN, I thought she was talking about freaking O-rings for some type of birth control or something like that. Oh, no. No, she was not. She was not talking about that. She was talking about something totally different. She was like, you take some of the patient's blood, you put it in a centrifuge. Well, she didn't say centrifuge because I know she thought that would go straight over your head, like, whoop. So, but you put it in a centrifuge and you take the platelet because then you get the rich the plasma, and you take that and you inject it into the vagina. And she said that it increases sensation. And that's why it's called because she said it makes you go, ooh. She didn't say all of that. I just added that. I just felt like the O shot. She was like, you injecting it. I was like, these people nowadays, y'all injecting it here, y'all injecting here. It kind of looked like I got something injected, but I don't like it does wrinkle up. I just got good genes, okay? But I mean, so now we injecting plasma in the vajayjays. So we're injecting it in our purse so that our purse can have better sensation. I wonder what age range would you want to do that? Because I would think more so 50 and up. I think the chicks that are 20 years old, baby girls, you don't need the O shots. Okay. Then she said they got P shots too. Well, by this time, we all know what that is because she just told us what the O shot. She was like, it makes the actually, it'll make the penis stronger and longer. And Simone was like, no, because then he ain't gonna get off me. I can't do it. And so it was just two married women and two doctors having a great conversation. I was here for it. Okay. Because I love to know more about the body, first of all, because one of my degrees is in science. So I'm all things about the body. Okay. All things about the body, the earth, everything. So I was here for it, but I was like, what? Strengthen and lengthen and then increase sensation? Hmm. Should 41-year-old me make that happen? I don't know. Maybe the next time I get married, I'll do those things. Um, when I take on. So then you have Heavenly and Laura, her daughter. They begin to talk about Heavenly. Well, Heavenly starts talking to her daughter about working at the store. So Heavenly has a store called Heavenly Beauty. It's a hair supply store. And of course, we all know that the hair industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Like, so all Heavenly's like, I needed to tap into that. So her daughter Allura works there as well. So I thought that's cool because she was like, well, now that school's starting, like, when are you going to work? And she's telling her on Saturdays. And she's like, no, mom, I'm working 12 to 8. I'm not coming in from 9 to 6. I'm going to work 12 to 8. And that's it. And so she was like, okay. But then Quad comes in because her and Heavenly are going to have a kiki. And Quad's talking to Allura. She's like, what are you about? You about to go drive with dad, with your dad? Oh, that water's so good. And so she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go drive. And she was like, why not with your Heavenly was like, well, I've been here all day. You didn't want to go ride with me to take you driving. She's like, And Kawhi was like, probably because you weren't calm. You're not calm, but Damon is. So then they started talking about Alora's car. And Kawhi was like, I was at your birthday party. I know that you have a Range Rover. My first car was a Toyota Corolla. That's what Quad said. Well, my first car was a Ford Probe. It was midnight blue. And then the dream car that I wanted, my dad got me in 1998. I had a Honda Prelude, 2-door, black, and that was my favorite car. And I had that car for years. I got rid of that car maybe like 8 years ago. So I had it a long time. Hondas are great cars, but I'm sure Range Rovers are too. So then Damon comes, gets Allura. They go to test drive. I'm not test drive. They go driving, practicing. And Heavenly and Quad start talking about Contessa because Quad's like, you need to talk to her. And she's like, well, Contessa ghosted me. She said after the reunion, she didn't talk to me. She wouldn't do anything with me. Like, and we would talk every day. So she was telling Quad that they would talk every day. And if they weren't talking on the phone, they were texting and they would go out every other weekend. And I didn't know that stuff about, Heavenly and Contessa, because as we can recall, Heavenly called Contessa. Y'all remember? First time Contessa was on there, she just kept calling her Contessa. And then Contessa kept trying to, let her know. But what Quad was saying was Heavenly needs to realize that you can't go on your YouTube talking about your friends, airing their things out there and think they're going to be okay with it. So Contessa, that's why she's mad. We pan over to Contessa and her confessional, and she's basically like, Heavenly, said these things about my marriage, said that my marriage was fake, said that he was verbally and emotionally abusive. But Contessa, you kind of told us that. Like your his actions, all of those things were happening in your marriage, sis. Let's not act stupid. So since Heavenly's doing reviews, just like I'm doing reviews of Married to Medicine, I know that it's different because she's your friend and she's reviewing. But what she was doing was just talking about what was on this show. Bless you, my baby. So I don't know. I I'm like, ugh, I don't know how to take that one. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really know how to rock with that. Just because I don't think Heavenly told anything new. Does that make sense? She didn't tell us nothing that we didn't know. We knew it. So, but anyway, be that as it may, they discussed that. She just really felt like they should be closer. And I feel, you know what? I don't know. I think they just went too long. And here's the thing, another thing. Quad, they talked about it. Quad talked about her new house. Quad has a 14,000 square foot home. Her mom and her nephew live there. Let me not get ahead of myself, but yes, she renovated the house. Heavenly was like, "Girl, you didn't have a sponsor to help you renovate." And come on, I was like, "No, like I don't want a man thinking that he run this." So I was like, okay, Quad. Wait, basically, Quad was saying she did it all on her own. Now, I don't know what job Quad has, but um, I guess Married to Medicine just helps her be able to do that. You never know. So then we get to Contessa and her family, and they're just talking. She's out there training. She wants to do fitness competitions. So that's what she's training for, some fitness competitions. So she said she felt as if her relationship was over with Scott and they were going to end it. That's how it was. She separated. She thought it was over. They weren't going to be together. Nothing, zero zilch. Left the reunion. Was like, peace. I ain't going to talk to this man, basically. And then that Scott was like, no, he wouldn't sign for them to go through with everything, some more other things business wise. And so they worked it out. They went to therapy. Can you believe it? And they worked it out and they said things have never been better. They said that they don't fight, but then they came back, they rolled it back in and they said, well, we fight fair now, you know. And I was like, that's all it is. You have to know how to argue. And then I wouldn't say fight. You have to know how to argue when you're in a relationship, and definitely when you're in a marriage. There's a way to argue, there's an art to arguing. Okay. And so that both parties are heard and both parties are able to come to a great agreement, right? So they're back together, whoop de whoop. Um, so they're starting their new little life, and she's starting her new life by doing this fitness. So let's see. Miss Quad. All right, Miss Quad, right? So Miss Quad is at her house, 14,000 square feet, as I said. And she talked about how she really, needed this space because she has now her nephew and her mom. One of the things that I was wondering with when it comes to Quad is if she's dating, has she dated? Like I'm just curious about that. But in her walks her nephew because he's coming in. He was like pretty much telling her like, "Give me some cereal." Like, and she said, "Excuse me," and he was like, "Can I have some cereal, please?" I was like, "Little boy, I know your auntie is like me, so you need to correct it." So she then, was telling us about how her brother died of heart complications, and that was sad within itself, right? So her nephew Mason has gotten like not so good report from school saying he's not staying focused. And she was talking to him about that. And he begins to cry. And she turns to him and say, this is when reality is real, y'all. This is when it is reality. Is she literally turned to him and I could feel his pain from he's just thinking about his dad. I mean, and you lost your dad. And so her brother died of those heart complications. Her mom was over there crying. She was, getting teary eyed. And then she said, it's okay to have those moments. But then we still got to push through those moments and do what we're supposed to do and do what, basically we're called to do. So I was like, good job, Quad. Good job. Now, now. Anila and her family, they have built the house, right? The house is done. Now, the producers asked, well, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. Let me just roll the clip. Let's do that.
If I could sum up building the house in one word, it would be regret.
Let me play that one more time.
If I could sum up building the house in one word, it would be regret.
Oh, hi guys. Her husband was giving me very much so the sunken place. Because he said, if the producers asked him, if you had to sum up building your house with one word, what would it be? And Anila, she was sitting there like this, and he said it would be regret. And she was like, and that man was like this. Let me play that clip one more time. I just one more time. This is my last.
If I could sum up building the house in one word, it would be regret.
This is what I felt like I was doing with him. This is what I was doing. He was going to the sunken place when he said that. Why does this man have regret? Why did that woman cut her eye over there to her husband? Why, you might ask? I'm glad you asked why, because it started out that they were just going to build a home for $1.5 million. Well, I would love to build a home for $1.5 million as well. However, they went from 1.5 million to 2 million to 2.5 million dollars, and the man has regrets because he wants his coin back. Anila, so you didn't expect your husband, you don't put that man in that sunken place. That man was like, it said, ding. That man didn't even blink. He didn't blink. That man was in the sunken place. He was in the sunken place. One more time. And this is my last time playing this clip. This is my favorite part of the show. Go.
If I could sum up building the house in one word, it would be regret.
Hello, Kieran. Have a seat. We're changing the 1.5 million to 2.5 million, Kieran. Dr. Kieran Sanja, say you will send the money. Say that's what it was given. Her husband was in the sunken place, and I don't care what nobody says. That poor man was in the sunken place. Let's move on. So you know that they have this new house. They want to do their housewarming. They're gonna have their party. But before, in their culture, before you could do that, you have to have close family and the priest come in, bless the house, and you gotta have a cow too, huh? I was like, a cow? Moo. No, not moo. No, like, in my house? Fuck, okay. So you gotta do that because you gotta get in, usher in the good spirits. And they're Hindu, they practice Hinduism, right? So the priest is there, he's doing the puja prayers and all of this. And the producer asked chick, he like, Anila, what are these prayers? She's like, I don't know. I'm American. I grew up in America. I'm like, sis doesn't know what they praying. Sis doesn't even know what man's saying, probably. Because that's what she was giving. She was giving, I have no clue. My mom and daddy told me, I'm going to say it again. My mom and daddy told me that I had to do this. So that is why we're doing this. I don't know what these prayers are about. I'm Indian American. Anila, I'm gonna need you to know your culture when you want us to get down with your culture. Okay. Okay. So Cal comes in, and I love it because Kieran starts explaining to us, well, the cow is considered everything to them. He was like, you get everything from the cow. You get your milk from the cow, right? You get your meat from the cow. Boo, boo, boo. He said in Hindu, the cow is revered. Okay. So they homage to the cow, reverence the cow. Okay. All right. Cow, come through. Cow, whoop, 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 comes on through. Cow poops on the floor. Anila's like, who's gonna pick this up? Her mama's like, maybe the cow lady. I don't know. I'm like, I'm with you, sis. That was a whole plop of poop, and I ain't got time for it. Ugh. No. So we find out in this episode that Toya sold the house. Well, we've been know that because they read her for filth and dirt on social media. And when I say they, let me pour some more water in here. When I say they did, I mean like fans, because they pretty much was like fans and the Real Housewife. I mean Real Housewife, Married to Medicine ladies. Pretty much like, why did she leave? Well, you know what? They sold their house. Maybe I'm pretty sure they got more for it as well. So she's in a rental home. Ashton, Avery, her and Eugene. They have a elevator in the rental home. Um, but I loved your closet and everything, Toya. I don't know. How are you going to outdo it with this new home? I really want to know the reason they decided to move. I'm curious. So Eugene comes home from work, and the boys got on the elevator. Toya was mad. Why y'all on the elevator? Walk. It's only one staircase up. And so she's yelling like, what? And then, no, you don't, those are gifts. Don't open that. That's what Toya was doing, right? And Eugene was like, do you have to yell? And she was like, you know, we in a black family, you know, we yell. I don't know what you're talking about. We gotta yell, right? And he's like, just because you're in a black family, don't mean you have to yell. And Toya said, would you like a white woman? He said, are they quieter? I was Toya, did you expect that? Now, Eugene, he usually comes back with a good old read. So I was really proud of Eugene because Eugene, you got your wife. But I love y'all's banter. You all have the best banter until it goes left. But I think Toya got that fixed now. That mouth ain't going left like that no more. But I love you guys' banter. It is hilarious. So, uh, so then Toya begins to tell Eugene about Anila's son bringing the invitation, and Anila just being in the car telling her, yes, I hope you can come to the party, you know. And so she doesn't think Anila was being genuine about inviting her. I mean, maybe the little boy wanted to go. You know how kids are. Maybe the little boy wanted to go drop it off, and she had tried to get out to go, but the little boy was like, I got it, mommy. I'm a big boy. You never know. Don't read so much into it, Toya. I mean, she could have been, but just don't read so much into it just yet. We're on the first episode. Give her the benefit of the doubt. And then if it's not that, read her. So the invitation was to the Diwali festival and her housewarming party. So this festival is for love and light and good over evil, knowledge over ignorance. Who I tell you. So everybody is getting prepared for this housewarming. And in they pan to who was it? It was Contessa. Contessa and her husband, they're getting ready. She's saying, I don't want to see Heavenly. And the husband was like, well, I really don't have anything Indian to wear, like Indian attire. And I'm like, And Tessa was like, well, you really don't have to. Just wear whatever you want to wear. And he was like, yeah, because if somebody came over here in a dashiki, I'd be like, I'm like, maybe he said something before that and it was an edit. Yeah, Scott, I wasn't feeling that. So Heavenly, then they pan to Heavenly and Alora. She's helping her get dressed, and Heavenly's like, I need you to make sure these clothes is tight because it might go left with Contessa. And Alora's like, Mom, no, like, no, I know she wants her mom to just get along. I'm feeling you with it, girl. I'm feeling you. So then you have Cecil. Everybody's headed to this party. You have Cecil, Curtis, Jackie, Simone, they're all headed to the Diwali. And they're pretty much like, well, what is it? What's going on? What is it for? Or whatever. And he begins to tell them that in this Cecil, that it's, pretty much to usher out the evil spirits and remove the evil spirits. And they were like, yeah, because it's a lot of that in this group. You can get rid of these evil spirits in this group, money. And the guys are saying that. The lady's like, yep, it's a lot. You can get rid of them. So I'm laughing because I thought that was funny. I'm like, they are telling the truth. It's a lot of drama, right? Maybe not evil spirits, but drama. So they all arrive, and we look, and Quad and Anila was getting ready, and I think they're pretty close, right? Because I see them a lot on social media, Anila and Quad. So they real close, y'all. So that's good. They got a pretty good friendship. So Quad goes ahead and heads down to the party, and she's getting her some henna, right? And then she's done, goes, and here comes Jackie and her husband, and Simone and her husband. And Curtis touches Quad's hands, and she had just got the henna put on. So Quad's like, oh, Curtis. Then Quad's confession, she goes, Curtis, now you know you shouldn't be touching any woman's hand. Like basically, she's telling Curtis, look, you don't learn your lesson. Why are you touching me? That's what got you in trouble a few years back. You was touching somebody. You don't need to touch nobody, Curtis. You don't need to touch a hand, a hair, or a fingernail. Don't touch no woman but Jackie. That's basically what Carl was trying to tell you. So Heavenly brings in a new couple, y'all. I was like, who's this new couple? So it's Audra and Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin is a dentist. I'm like, okay, all right. Audra is a real estate lawyer. So I'm like, black girl magic. Okay, so I'm like feeling them. Um, just not in the lieu of conversation. I was feeling them because I was trying to figure out who are they, what can they bring to the table. First episode, so we'll see. And but what I didn't like is when Heaven was like, "Yeah, they don't know you coming, but you with me." Nah, girl. If they asked you to bring somebody, fine. But if you didn't tell Anila you weren't bringing anybody, no, it ain't okay. It's that type of crap that you do heavenly that ain't so heavenly. All right, so Heavenly, everybody's talking. Heavenly's introducing Dr. Martin and Audra. She look over. Why is she in my man face? Why she? And then like Quad's trying to get her to calm down. That's Monica. You know who she is. What are you talking about? She was like, all these women, they always got to be in daddy face. Why they got to be in their face? I'm like, heavenly, not acting so heavenly. Um, what do you mean? So then her and Damon in the confessional, she's like, he doesn't have any because the producer asked, does Damon have any friends, female friends? And she's like, no, he doesn't. He's like, no, not really. And she's like, not really, or no, you don't, because you don't have. I was like, and Damon was like, okay, I don't. But here's the thing. Damon does not take me as a man that can be ran over. I legit think that you can't run Damon over. I'm gonna tell you right now. I think that he allows Heavenly to get her piece in, say what she wants to say on this show. But I think he gets her all the way together. I'm gonna tell you right now because that's how he takes me. He a freaking cute dog. And ain't no, there's not a timid, cute dog in this world. Okay? I only dated one, and I know. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So Heavenly, it's cute and all, but he gets you together. And Carrie's like, you don't have anything to worry about. You have 25 years of marriage. And Heavenly's like, girl, you don't need to be worried about my husband. She was like, you need to be worried about Duncan, her husband. I was just like, oh my gosh, Heavenly team too much. So then the DJ announces that, Kieran, and he announces the whole family. Listen, if you have not subscribed or hit that like button or left any comments, please, please, please make sure that you're doing that. I had to place that in there. Because I'm new to it, trying to be true to it. So listen, they're all coming in, right? I thought this was so gangster. Kieran, the DJ says it's Kieran, Anila, and he was like, didn't he mean Dr. Kieran? Like Dr. Sandra? Like, no, you need to put some. He was saying, put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name. Put some. He was telling that man to put some respect on his name. This man was just referring to him as Kieran, and then Kieran walking past the DJ booth. He said, Dr. Kieran. Dr. Kieran, like I said, that man said, look, I worked so hard to become this doctor. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure you call me Dr. Kieran. But the man didn't do it. He never did it, honey. Maybe he'll do it on social media for you. Shout you out. I shot you out now, Dr. Kieran Sandra. Hey. So he said, I'm a doctor, you M blank the blank. I was like, Kieran. But her husband is hilarious. He speaks his mind. I love that. So the husband does a speech about Diwali festival. He said it's good over evil, light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance. And he said, hopefully we will win all three tonight. And I love that. So then in walks Contessa and Scott. And Contessa, what the heck you got on? Anila says Contessa looked like she went and got the Egyptian costume from Party City. Like Contessa, God, oh, like you could have come just like everybody else. I love Indian attire. I love everything that everybody had on. They look beautiful. And then she was correct. You did come in there like you came from Party City. You did. It was giving Party City vibes. It was. So, Contessa, I don't know what you were going for, but you didn't hit the mark. And you didn't understand the assignment. So then Contessa shades Heavenly. You could tell Heavenly was going to attempt to speak or something. And Contessa pretty much was like, nah, boo-boo. Don't you come my way. I was like, okay, Contessa, with the read, with the shade, with the everything. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why the heck was Toya and Dr. Eugene 2 hours late for the party? They pull up in their cute little golf cart, but God dog. 2 hours late. So then they walk in as they're doing, and then Toya had a nerve to be looking for, her favorite drink is some Patron. Toya loves Patron, but girl, you had a nerve to be looking for some Patron, and you 2 hours late. The Patron got drank up probably an hour ago, baby girl. If you'd been on time, you'd have had the Patron. Now you just gonna have you a shot when you get to the house because you was late. Okay, but moving on. So she gets in. Her and Eugene get there in time for this tour because they're doing a tour. And that's when we find out that although Kieran, this is when you can come out the sunken place. You can come out the sunken place. Although Kieran, your wife and you spent 2.5 million on the home. She vlogged all of the furniture. So $500,000 worth of furniture in your house for free skip. Brother, you can get out the sunken place because sister did that. Your wife came through. She vlogged all of this furniture. It was sent to you guys for the free, for the FREE. Kieran, brother, you can suck it up because that furniture was nice. For her to come through like that was amazing for free. Brother, I was with your wife. Your wife did it. So she said, so now you can take away the regret and stuff. But we knew you wasn't gonna take away the regret because you were still stuck on what happened to the 2.5 million and you regret building.
If I could sum up building the house in one word, it would be regret.
He regretted. That was so funny. That's my favorite part of the absolute night. So this was funny too. Jackie and Carrie were walking down the steps, and Carrie went to put her hand, on the wall. And she was like, Carrie, And I was like, get it together, classy Jackie. We all know that Jackie is classy, and she was gonna have no fingerprints on that lady's wall. So then the men are out there, they're smoking cigars and they're talking, conversing, and they're talking about every marriage is a drama. And the key is for you. Cecil said the key is for you to come through the drama. Every marriage has drama, but the key is to come through the drama. And he said, well, except Damon and Heavenly, because Damon and Heavenly always seem like they don't have any type of drama. Like anything goes wrong, nothing goes awry. I just think Heavenly, she dips and dabs in y'all's marriage, okay? And says whatever the heck she wants to say about y'all's marriage. But her marriage, she does not say anything about. And notice that she doesn't share her nor Damon. They don't share anything from their marriage. But yet and still, she's able to sustain herself on this show for all of these years. That's amazing if you ask me. And y'all know nothing about their marriage. Has anybody ever caught that? We really don't know how it's to be married in medicine when it comes to Heavenly and Damon, but we do when it comes to everybody else. Just saying. Y'all let her do it. Great job, Heavenly. So, Quad goes to talk to Contessa, trying to talk to her about Heavenly. Quad, like, basically, Heavenly really misses you. She made a mistake. She knows that mistake that she made. Just come on, Contessa. What let's try to work this thing out. And Contessa's saying that she feels like they all spoil Heavenly. Like I think they let Heavenly get away with a lot, but I think Heavenly is a great reader. She'll get you together, and some of them can get with her, and a lot of them can't. And I mean, it is what it is. So they weren't gonna talk that night because Contessa said, no, I don't want to talk to her tonight. Not tonight. So then that conversation goes away, and in comes Anila in her dress change. She had a red dress on, it was pretty. And she's dancing, and she says she's been dancing Indian style for 2 years, since she was 2 years old. And they're like, she don't have no rhythm. I was like, well, maybe that's how the dance go. I don't. Okay, that's not how the dance go. It was pretty bad, Anila, but it's okay because Anila was lit. She was having a good time at her spot. And I remember when they panned to confessionals, and Kieran was like, yes, because we got our forever home. This is nice. And Anila was like, well, no, probably not our forever home. That man, you put that man back in the sunken place. When you told that man this is probably not our forever home. No, that's our forever home. She said for about 10 years. That man got back in the sunken place. Anila, do you not love your husband? Keep him out the sunken place, baby girl. Because you're showing me that you don't really love your husband if you keep putting your husband in the sunken place. Anila, we all want you to get him out. Okay. So, as we know, this season is going to be hotter than hot because we're going to see them try to ambush Heavenly, but they called it an intervention. We're going to see Contessa and Heavenly try to have that conversation. We're going to see a lot of twists and turns. Somebody keeps throwing stuff out there saying Quad slept with her contractor. Okay, if she did, she's single. Um, Also, we're going to see a lot. What else was it? That, and we get to see Jackie and Simone together. We get to see just Quad making her way through Anila. We want to see what's going on with Anila and Toya. So it's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening. So you cannot miss, because I will be here all the time, with the conversation on Married to Medicine. So you know that I do Married to Medicine. I cover Basketball Wives. I cover Big Brother. I cover Real Housewives of Dubai and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So you have a lot to catch with me. So just make sure that you please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and comment, because I cannot wait to get into these conversations with you. And share, 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 like, share, 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 share it. Please, please share with your friends, family, because I cannot wait until we are able to continue this and have more dialogue with each other. I will see you all on the flip side. It's me, your girl, Jocasta Odom, Jocasta underscore Odom on IG, Jocasta O on Twitter. And I will see you very, very, very soon, right? Because I got to do Basketball Wives. So I'll see you tomorrow.